Welcome. We are here to discuss the role of cooperatives and government. So first, let us define what is cooperative. Cooperative is a group of people working together with each other for a common goal, regardless of the race, age, gender, and etc. Cooperatives and community development. What is community? We define a community as diverse groups of people who live in commonly understood location or place. The place may be a neighborhood, a town or city, or a country. What is community development? Community development is a process where community members come together to take collective action and generate solutions to a common problem. Some see community development as a process that helps a community to sustain itself socially, economically, and environmentally. Cooperatives expand the ability of groups to participate in, negotiate with, influence, control, and hold accountable the institutions that affect their lives. This empowerment is achieved when community members work together and learn that they can rely on themselves and on their ability to act collectively to improve their personal circumstances and the well-being of their community. As people work together in a cooperative, they build up community identity, establish community norms, learn to trust each other, and commit to providing benefits for each other. Cooperative development enhances community trust and networks, through which community residents can pool community economic, social, and political resources and access those from outside the community.
Government role in the community development process is often uncertainly as each community has its own opinion on the matter. The inclusion of government, on whatever level, is always responsibility with community development, and it's a viable option for those going through the process. Whether or not any level of government involvement is necessary in community development is going to depend on the community itself. Local governments prompt and manage community development in their own jurisdiction all the time. It's a part of their responsibilities to ensure a level of quality for residents. Many restrictions that exist in today's society are in the place through laws created and enforced by the government. For some communities, this is the only involvement that government has in their community development process, and it's not necessarily going through a negative issue. Seeking government involvement in the first place, whether it's for community development or something else, isn't it always something that community members want to do? Advantages: a community might not want or require government involvement in their community development plans, but they may still consider it. There are certain advantages that come with seeking assistance from the local, state, and federal governments that might appeal to community leaders. Even if it's not a necessity needed to accomplish their objectives, government resources can still give them a boost and make the process easier. Some advantages to government involvement in community development include: first, funding. Access to money and other resources are definitely going to make government involvement in the community development process look attractive. It's a huge motivator, and for many communities, it may be an obstacle that is keeping them from reaching their goals. There are a variety of programs on the federal and state level that communities can apply for. Things like tax breaks that can ease some of the financial burdens for the communities, especially if they are using the services of CBO or a non-profit in the process. There's also project funding and loan guarantees available to those that meet the necessary requirements. Second, lower risk. When there is someone or something that has the knowledge and resources to do something, it's more likely that it's going to get done the way it should. Government involvement acts as both a guide and a buffer for community development and can lower some of the risks that communities have when making improvements. The rules they put into place help keep things on track, which means it's a little harder to accidentally or intentionally skip steps. There are also contingencies attached to government programs and funding sources in the event of failure or issue. Communities using those resources are not going to be at a complete disadvantage if something goes wrong. Second, protections. In addition to helping lower risks, some of the risks that come with community development, government involvement can also provide economic and environmental protections. Protecting the things in their respective jurisdiction is a part of the government's job after all. Enforcement of the community's right and regulation to prevent those rights from being abused or taken advantages of are going to be the most common protections. Community development actions can be carried out if they somehow harm the community. As a result, repairs and improvements to public spaces need to follow government-induced safety protocols. And the last, experience. Community development and urban planning tend to be the part of the government's responsibility, so officials often have some experience with the community development process. It's knowledge that can be a valuable resource, especially in the young communities where leaders may not be entirely sure of their actions. Even some of the tasks that a community may need to complete in order to implement improvements may involve actions that members of the government do all the time in the course of their jobs.
Role of government in cooperative development under the new code. Republic of the Philippines, Congress of the Philippines, Metro Manila, 17th Congress. Third regular session began and held in Metro Manila on Monday, the 23rd day of July, 2018. Republic Act No. 11364, an act reorganizing and strengthening the Cooperative Development Authority, repealing for the purpose Republic Act No. 6939, creating the Cooperative Development Authority. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the Philippines in Congress assembled. Section 1. This act shall be known as the Cooperative Development Authority, Charter of 2019. Section 2. Declaration of Policy. It is hereby declared the policy of the state to promote the viability and growth of the cooperatives as instruments of equity, social justice, and economic development, and to create an agency, in fulfillment of the mandate in Section 15, Article 12 of the 1987 Constitution. The state recognizes cooperatives as associations organized for the economic and social betterment of their members, operating business enterprises based on mutual aid and founded upon internationally accepted cooperative principles and practices. The state also recognizes the Cooperative Development Authority as primarily responsible for the institutional development and regulation of cooperatives through partnership with the cooperative sectors and the academe. Accordingly, the state recognizes the right of the cooperatives to initiate and foster within their own ranks cooperative promotion, organization, training, information gathering, audit, and support services with government assistance where necessary.